welcome to my channel. Ryder, you wanna come say hi? Come say hi. Come here. Come say hi. Come here. This is Ryder. This is my big old dude. He's my German Shepherd. But yeah, I just want to say thanks for joining me today. I'm just gonna kind of do a fun 4th of July festive look today. So I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Subscribe if you like what you see. If not, that's okay too. But definitely comment with what you like, what you don't like, and tell me some of the products you're using right now. I'd love to hear what you guys are using so I can test them out. Yeah, so enjoy, and like I said, subscribe if you can and if you want to. So thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Okay, so one of the first things I start with is I have really dry skin. So this might not work for everyone, but for me this is one of my favorites from the drugstore. I use it every day. It's just a really good primer that I really like. And it's this NYX Hydrating Primer. And it's honestly one that works really well for me with someone who has really dry skin. It's a pain in the butt to have that. So I go ahead, apply all over my face here. So something that I'm extremely jealous of is people with really oily, dewy skin. I've never had that. I've always had really dry skin, and I'm so jealous of people that actually have that. So something that I also add into my routine is this Wet n Wild Dewy Illuminator. I really like it. I only add it into certain spots of my face because I don't want to be too dewy there. So I'll just rub it in my hands, put a little on my cheeks and my T-zone. Little on my chin, and that's the first step of that. The next thing I take is I use, depending on where I'm kind of going that day, it just kind of depends. So if I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go hang out with friends, or if I'm gonna go do something, I like a longer, more full coverage foundation. So what I use for that is this MAC Pro Longwear, and it's the waterproof one. I'm an NW20, so I would definitely suggest like reaching out to them and seeing where you would be in for that. Ask them, they'll know, they'll help you out. I'm terrible at matching my face, so I always ask them. So I'm gonna take my Morphe Beauty Blender, and I'm just gonna dab it all over. Now this is definitely a more full coverage foundation, so if you're not someone that likes the full coverage, don't use it. For me, I like to use it. I kind of get sometimes a little blotchy in certain areas of my face, and my color all over my skin is a little bit more red, so I like the evenness of how this pulls. Just got into this because I've been using It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, but I started using the Tarte Shape Tape and love it. Absolutely adore it, just because I have a little bit of a more darker under eyes, so I really like how this covers. Once I feel like that's blended out pretty evenly, I just, like I said, I kind of got started into the Cover FX and absolutely love it. I'm translucent light. I have a pretty fair complexion for the most part until, like I said, once I'm out in the sun and stuff like that, I kind of tan a little bit easier. So I'm just going to take my Morphe Beauty Blender here. Just going to tap into that a little bit. I'm gonna go under my eye here, and I create kind of a guideline for what I do my eyeshadow, so I can kind of pull it out without having it, without having to have any other type of fallout, and then that way I can just wipe it away real quick. Add that under there. I'm gonna add a little bit right here. Alright. The next thing I'm gonna take is my Morphe highlight color palette and palette illuminator. So I take this, and I just got into Morphe and absolutely love their stuff. I am taking an e.l.f. blush brush, and I will take the donut shade here. That's what I tend to use because I'm a little bit, like I said, lighter, so I try not to do too dark, but I'm just going to go all around the outside here into the crease here of my cheeks. This is really, you have to be careful with this one just because of the fact that it does hold on the skin pretty well. So if you don't have like another powder over top of it, it can get pretty it can almost get like streaky looking. Not streaky, what am I talking about? Not streaky. It can get very dark in those spots, so you want to be very careful when you're adding this. Just to be safe, because you can kind of get those lines, and those are things that you don't want. So add in a little bit to the top of my head here, around my face. So next what I do, once I kind of let that sit, and I'll finish that in a little bit, I'll show you my next step. If I can find my stuff, where is my stuff? My dog's in here, so if you hear some like barking or something like that in the background, it's him. He just laying with me. He's sleeping. He's a sleepy babies. Just a sleepy babies. The next thing I use is I always use an eyeshadow primer. If I don't have my eyeshadow primer, I tend to use my concealer as just a primer. Right now it's pretty much ready to go, but I'll just kind of show you a little bit. So I normally use my Urban Decay Primer Potion, the original. There are some other kinds that have like shimmer and stuff like that. I used to use those, and now I kind of got away from that, just because I'm not a fan of that as much anymore. So I added onto my eyes there. Okay. So next I'm going to go in with my Morphe JACLYN Hill Palette. I'm obsessed with it. It's an understatement. I absolutely love this stuff. One of my favorites. Just the colors are so great. I mean, it's got such a good variety of colors there that for me, some colors I normally don't ever use, and I've been using a lot of them, so I really, really appreciate it. First what I'm going to start with is Beam, and I'm going to add that all over my eyelid. I like a good base. Personal preference. You do not have to follow what I do, obviously. If you like it, go for it. If not, don't. I also like a little bit more of a shimmer too, so I tend to use that as well. Sorry. Okay, so once I get that nice and all over, the next thing I'll start with is I will take, and I'm sorry I don't know all the numbers of these brushes, but they're all Morphe, and I will link them down at the bottom so you guys can see which ones I got. Love them all. They're wonderful. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Creamsicle. I love that one. It's a really good transition color. So if you're someone that's kind of just, you know, starting out and you're not really 100% sure, Creamsicle is really I mean, it's good. It's real good. So I'm going to take some creamsicle here, and I am just going to put it into the crease there, make it nice and blended all over. Blend, blend. Blend it all over. Blend it all over. Yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just fine. I'm a little weird sometimes. So just making sure that's all nice and deep in there. Like I said, I use it as a nice transition color. I do it pretty lightly because I'm going to go in with some of the reds for more of a 4th of July kind of look. He's getting sassy over there. And once I feel that that's all blended, I am going to go in. Where is my... with a crease brush here. And I am going to take the color. Let's see. Why is it gotta stop on me like that? Anyways, back to this color. Pooter, butter. I think I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in with the pooter. Actually, I'm not gonna go in with pooter. I am gonna go in with pooter. I lied again. So I'm going to go in the pooter, go into that crease again, just darken that up just a little bit here. Oh, what you doing? Come here, come say hi. Come here, come here, come say hi. Oh, say hello. It's my dude. This is Ryder. He's a good boy. Uh-oh. We gotta turn this up. Uh-oh. What we gonna do, Ryder? Uh-oh. He my dude. Get it. Get it. So adding that powder to the crease there, and I'm just going to blend that in there. All over. Okay. The next color I'm gonna go in with is the Hunts. And it's a little bit of a more red color, which I just started kind of getting into, and I absolutely love them. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the outer corner there, and also a little bit in the crease. Just to get that nice transition color there. Okay. The next color I'm going to take is the Jacks, and this is a more deep red. Like I said, I've kind of been getting into more of these reds on a more regular basis, which has been kind of fun to play with, because that's not normally me. I'm normally more so a browns and colors of that nature, just much so more neutral. So I'm going to pop that in the outer corner there. Something in my eyeball. Can you stop talking to me, please? Okay. So just putting that in the corner there, deepen that up a little bit. Probably should stay in focus here. Deepen that up a little bit here, and I'm gonna kind of pull that out just a little bit to get that nice little winged look. Okay. Make sure that's blending all through with all of the colors there. Just blend, blend, blend. next I'm going to take a little bit of the Roxanne here, and I am just going to add it to the front of this and just blend it in to get it a little bit softer in that front part of my eyelid there. And just blend away here. Make sure it's nice and blended. I'm not a huge fan of when it's not, when it's, you know, you can kind of see all of those colors kind of fall out and you know. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I can find that brush. My dog is like passed out, like hardcore on the ground right now. It's pretty great. Love him so much. He's the best thing ever. Next I'm gonna take, if I can find my brush. Oh, there's some. Okay. I just don't know where that brush went. So that's super great. I'm gonna take my, it's an Urban Decay brush here, and I'm gonna do Central Park here. I'm gonna take a little bit of Central Park, and I'm just gonna dab it around the why am I out of focus? Okay, so let me come a little closer. Right into that the eyelash line. To make it a little bit darker on the eyelash line. I'm just going to take this brush real quick and kind of blend that out a little bit more here. Just so I can fix that, because it looks like sometimes there are certain spots that I notice as I go, where they just kind of look a little off to me, so I'll kind of touch it up as I go, so just bear with me on that one. Like I said, I'll take, you know, this and make, you know, one of my blending brushes and just make sure that that's all blended in nice and pretty. I just don't like harsh lines, just some people do, I don't. So next I'm going to go back in with the creamsicle from the palette here, and I'm just going to go underneath my eye just a little bit here. Sorry, as I'm coming out of focus here. Move my mirror over to where I can actually see it. So right under the eye there, to try and blend that all in with the colors that I've been using. Again, this is creamsicle that I'm using right underneath my eyelid here, and this is just to, like I said, soften that up just a little bit and get that to blend in up to my eyelids here. Okay. Once I feel that's good. Awesome. Next I'm going to take, oh my goodness, okay. Oh, I think I got a hair in my eye. I have a cat too, so all of her, she just likes to walk over all of my makeup. Oh, super fun. Anyways, again, I'm going to go in with the pooter here. Take a little bit of that pooter underneath the eye again. Awesome. Underneath. Perfect. So next what I'm going to go in with is I'm going to go back in with that Central Park, and I'm going to do it right on my waterline. Excuse me, not my waterline, right on my eyelash line, to try and get that to be a little bit darker and blend that up to the top there. And sometimes you mess up and then you just have to go with it. And isn't it funny how you like make those weird faces when you're doing certain things? You're like, every time I do my under eyes, I have to. Okay. Adding a little bit more of the central part up to the top here and my eyelash line here. Okay. Okay. So once I do that, I want to take just this, my same brush again that I've been using. It's my crease brush here by Morphe. And I'm just going to kind of blend that out just a little bit more. Make sure that there's no harsh lines down there. And I'll pull it up to the front or to the ends of my eyelids there just to make sure that that's kind of, like I said, a little bit more on the blended side there. Yeah, no, the usual. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Morphe brush and I am just going to wipe that excess away from underneath my eyes. And I'm just going to add just a little bit because I don't like very tacky feeling skin. So that's like something that really, really bugs me. I just do not like it whatsoever. It's just not for me. So I just kind of all over put that there. The next thing I am going to take is I'm going to take my Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I'm going to take my Morphe brush here. I'm telling you, they're great. And I'm just going to go back around here. I tend to, it stops recording. Oh, I almost failed. It stops recording automatically. That's so cute that it does that. So again, I'm going to just kind of go around there, here, and just make sure that it's contoured a little bit nicer, making it a little bit more even. And I do add a little bit to my nose, just to add sort of like sun-kissed kind of look. Yeah, so once I'm done with that, okay, my battery's gonna die. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna go until my battery dies. So after I'm done with that, the next step I do is I do my eyebrows. Now I've been really obsessed because I have very sparse eyebrows, and I've been obsessed with this Bravo, this Benefit conditioning primer. I started using it because I've been going to them to get my eyebrows done, and they kind of talked me into it. So I've been using that as a primer, and let me tell you, it is actually life-changing. Like I said, I have very sparse eyebrows because when I was in cosmetology school, I thought it'd be a great idea to just wax everything off, and then my eyebrows just don't want to come back. So that's super fun. I really appreciate that. So yeah, great, love it so much. So on that note, I'm gonna let this dry. I'm just gonna comb out because sometimes it can get a little sticky sometimes. So I'm just gonna comb out my brows a little bit there. Now I've been kind of mixing it up between day to day because, like I said, my eyebrows are so sparse that I've been kind of trying to grow them out, and it's kind of getting a little difficult. So that's why I'm gonna be using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the 3.5. Them. I use the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. Love this stuff, absolutely love it. So I'm gonna put that on my eyebrows. just to set them up. Okay, so I've been using the NYX Epic Ink liner, and honestly this has been so great for me. It's been long lasting, it's been staying on for so good, and the felt tip, it's a pen, so it's super easy to use and it just gets right where you want it, and I just have the easiest time with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my I'm gonna do my highlighter, and then I'll finish off with my mascara here. So for the highlighter, I've been kind of mixing it up a little bit. I got this new this Too Faced Love Light Blinded by the Light highlighter. Love it. I absolutely love it. But then that's not it. That is not the one that I was gonna do. In Nude Endo In Nude-ENDO by ColourPop. These highlighters, life-changing. 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 So if I can actually find any of my stuff, that'd be great. I never can, so that's super great. I can't find my highlighter first. Anyways, I'll make shift here. So I'm gonna take the Glad You Came. I'm just gonna pop that. Oh yeah, that's some good. That's some good highlight. And I just put it on my cheeks here, and I kind of almost make like a C around my eye here. Go down the nose here and right here. Pop it right there in this Cupid's bow here. Alright. And once I kind of add that, sometimes I add a little bit too much, but you know what? You can never highlight too much. Once I'm set with that, I'm going to take some of, so I have two different like everyday blush that I use. But right now I'm kind of been into this Lorac Cue the Confetti. Excuse me, it has some highlight, and then it also has some blush, and I've been using the Technicolor blush. I absolutely think it's great. It's perfect for the look I've kind of been going for. It's a little bit more of a peach color. So I'm just gonna add it right here. And I tend to go a little crazy with my blush sometimes, so I try to like settle it down sometimes, but it's very hard for me to do because I love blush so much. I love it. Love blush. So my last and final step is my eyelashes. I'm not gonna lie, I curl my eyelashes because I love them. Sometimes I heat them up and put those on too. I have naturally really long eyelashes, and I will show you that once I kind of put them on. So I wear false eyelashes, but only when I'm going out somewhere like super fun, like if it's a wedding or a kind of a bigger event. I used to be on the Tiger's Energy Squad, so we had to wear them all the time, and I kind of got sick of them. Lash Paradise by L'Oreal has been one of my favorites right now. It's such a good dupe for the Better Than Sex mascara, which I was obsessed with. And I just used constantly. So here is, oh, I always do that. Be careful with, like I said, I have really long eyelashes, so when I curl them, I have to be really careful because I always end up getting it up there. I'm gonna throw some on the bottom, which I don't normally like to do, but for the look I'm kind of going for, I want that to be a little bit darker on the bottom there. Okay, so lastly, I have been really into these Meet Matte Hughes by theBalm lipsticks. They are like matte lipsticks, long wearing, so great. I've been using different colors of them for so long now, and they're one of my favorites, like I said. So if you're not someone into that likes the little more dry lipsticks and lip stains, I definitely don't recommend this for you, but if you're someone that is into that and you want a long wearing lip stain, this is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this on my lips. This on my lips. So once I finish that, now this is all set, I am going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter, and I'm just going to spray my face real quick. So tell me what you guys think of my look. I'm going to link all of the products I used down below, just so you guys can see them and kind of check them out, and tell me what you guys think. This is my first video, so thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said, comment below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like. Tell me some of the products you've been using. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So again, this is the final look. Yeah, so tell me what you think. Bye, guys.